Shalom, Jewish community of Kauai, Rabbi Fred here at the Pearlstone Retreat Center, 7 weeks before Rosh HaShanah. This is one of the nation's leading Jewish environmental farming, as you can see, and immersive retreat centers, and a great place connected to a wonderful NGO, adamah.org, A-D-A-M-A-H. Look it up. I am coming at you on a difficult time in the Hebrew calendar because here at the end of July, early August, we are in the opening days of the month of Av. And according to our tradition, the 9 days, really the first 8, foretold the downfall of Jerusalem, both in the year 586 BCE, thanks to the Babylonians who were encroaching, and in 70 of the Common Era with the Romans. In both cases, the city would be destroyed and the exile would begin on the 9th day of Av. That reality of our vulnerability and history of victimization, it does not maybe make us that unique. Most cultures have one, but it is a reminder to tune into that sense of solidarity with all those who are feeling vulnerable, and with the ancestors who have lost so much, and with the challenges in our own time. But because this Shabbat is so coming up, the opening of August is right before Tisha B'Av. This traditional fast day with the Book of Lamentations is Saturday night and Sunday. Because of that, this Shabbat is called Shabbat Chazon, the Sabbath of Vision. The prophet Isaiah, first Isaiah, foretells the destruction of Jerusalem and gives his vision, his prophecy, his chazon. But in a more positive sense, this is the time for us to think about our chazon, not of the downfall, but in a certain sense the opposite, ways of avoiding it. How we can improve ourselves and the situation and the society and world around us to the point where this kind of destruction and vulnerability becomes a thing of the past. That is our prayer. We have lofty goals, and Shabbat Chazon, the Sabbath of Vision, is the right time to begin to think about exactly what they are. But we also need to take meaningful intermediate steps to get there. And that is the point of the hard work in front of us for these remaining 7 weeks before we're together to bring in the new year, to begin to mind the gap, not just on the British underground, but this is from the system of Musar and from the annual tradition of Cheshbon HaNefesh, of deep soul accounting, soul reckoning that we do at this season, by actually logging how we spend our time, by dwelling on the mistakes that we've made. We are in solidarity with our ancestors, because Tisha B'Av, we read Lamentations or Echa with a tough theology that essentially blames ourselves. Not entirely exculpating the Babylonians or Romans, but as easy as it is to point the finger out, how important it is at the same time to also ask, what did we do to contribute to this? And that is the core of the story of Tisha B'Av, which not only comes as a historical marker, but also as a prod for us to turn inward, to ask the tough questions, to mind the gap between the chazon, the vision that we have, and the reality of how we spend our time and where are our priorities. The more we journal, the more we think about it, the more we talk about it, the more prepared we come into the coming penitential season, the more we will get out of it, and the better people we will be, and the more able to shape in positive ways the society around us. When we gather on the Shabbat Shuvah between Rosh HaShanah and Yom Kippur, we'll hear the words of the prophet Hosea, who is channeling the name of this week's Torah portion from the normal scripture order. It is Devarim. We have entered the book of Devarim or Deuteronomy, and we begin the story of the retelling. Hosea says, take with you Devarim, literally words, possibly things. Take words with you and return to God. Take the words with you. Spend the time to find the words of the challenges, of the gaps. Mind them and begin to mend them. And we will have the most meaningful possible High Holy Day season together as we come in prepared. Shabbat Shalom, a meaningful Tisha B'Av, and I will see you on the other side of it. Lihitraot.